What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today I'm back with another video. I finally got done that friggin' exam week. I had 8 exams in literally 7 days, so I know I haven't posted properly for you guys. My apologies. But I'm filming this today, so hopefully we can get some content out soon. My apologies again, but thank you guys all for sticking with me. If you guys enjoyed the videos, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. The goal for 2021 is 10,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can make it happen. I think we can make it happen. Let's see if we can get to 5,000 first, because I have a cool video idea for 5,000, so I want to do that at 5,000. So let's get to 5,000. We're almost at 4. But in today's video, I'm really excited because we are testing out Trap ABC. Now this deck was inspired by MST TV. He uploaded a Trap ABC deck like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago probably. And when he did it, I actually commented on the video. I said, yo, do you mind if I give this a try on my channel, on stream, or whatever? And he was like, yeah, bro, go ahead. So I was like, okay, perfect. I want to try this out. So I've been testing it alone. Like, I was literally just chilling on EDO Pro. And don't get me wrong, I know it's not the most competitive decks that I'm going to be playing against that I'm going to be showing you. But I really wanted to show you what ABC can do. And this trap variant of ABC is really cool. So I really wanted to try out and really show it to you guys. So every single Friday, I stream at 6 to 7 p.m. EST on YouTube. If you guys want to join the streams, check it out, come through. But for today's video, we're going to be hopping onto EDO Pro, and I'm going to be showing you guys some duel replays and show you guys what ABC can do. Alright, so right here, you guys can see that I'm going up against Altergeist. They opened up not the greatest, but I mean, they do have Melee plus an Extravagance. Like, that's still pretty good, right? So I'm going to let this play out, and I'm just going to pause it when it gets to my turn to show you guys what my deck can do, or like the Trap ABC deck can do. So he actually ends up opening up pretty good here, because he actually draws into the Pukri. And I know we don't have Pukri in the TCG yet, but this is just, you know, when we get to Pukri, it's going to get this good. So you get the Hextia, and he's also going to end up searching the Multi-Faker. And yeah, so like this, you can tell at this point, like if he had another trap, sorry, I pressed swap here. Let me just pause it real quick. So if he had another trap, it would have been insanely broken. But he does have the Ash, he has a Strike, and he has a Hextia plus a Multi-Faker. So right away, like even though it's only one trap, it's still really strong. So here we go terraforming, because I'm like, yo, let me see if I can bait out a hand trap, bait out something with a terraforming. So it worked out actually, because what ended up happening was he ashed it. So I was like, okay, perfect. So we're just going to go step by step here. I just want to show you guys what it can do. So I activate Hanger, and he's like, damn, well, I already used my Ash. So that's why if you open in Terraforming plus any field spell, not Hanger, just any field spell, you always Terraforming first. Bait out any hand traps. And usually people won't hit the Terraforming, but sometimes people will. You never know. And in this case, it worked out. So we go Hanger here. We're going to search an A. We're going to normal summon the B. And I actually misclick here, but I want to show you guys the power of this deck, even through like me making a mistake. So I made a mistake here, and I actually misclicked, because when I added off Hanger, or when I equipped off Hanger, you should be equipping Union Carrier, but I actually ended up equipping C on accident, and I was like, oh, well, okay, I messed up. Or not Union Carrier, Union Driver, I should say. So yeah, I was like, oh shoot, I messed up. Luckily, we had the unauthorized reactivation in our hand, so to make up for it, but in a real situation, you wouldn't do it this way. You would just put Union Driver right away. So that was my bad, but whatever. I made up for it here. Luckily, we had the proper hand for it. And so Union Driver is going to activate, get an A from deck. And then you're just going to see the whole ABC shenanigans. And you're going to see I'm going to pick apart his board and set up on my turn. This is the best part about this deck that I think it can do really well, is going first, obviously, it's insane because you're playing a Trap ABC deck, right? But going second, the nice thing about it is that you can slowly break, I guess you could say, break opponents' boards. Now, you're not going to be breaking like 6 to 7 negate boards with this kind of hand, but I'm just showing you guys that even with this kind of board where he has a Strike, he has a Hextia, he has a Multi-Faker, like you can still kind of play through that, right? So he goes and strikes the Phoenix, and I was like, okay, perfect. Really, I wanted to summon the Phoenix just to bait out the trap card. I knew Multi-Faker was coming, and I was like, okay, that's fine. So I activate B and C here, and he's going to resolve Multi-Faker, get Silkwitous, etc., do the what's it called? Do the Altergeist plays, whatever. I get A because of C, and then B is going to add me another B to my hand. That's just because I think it's the best one to add. So that's why I added the B over here. And so we're going to keep going. He summons the Silkwitous. I'm like, okay, so now I have to play through a bounce and a spell or trap card negate with Hextia. Okay, so right now we've played through a Strike. We have to play through like a bounce and a spell and trap card negate. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We can make it happen. So I make Buster here, right? And instead of activating the effect or doing anything like that, I was like, let's go into battle phase, because I want to bait out the Silkwitous right away. Because I don't want to activate the effect. I really want to see if I can bait out the Silkwitous. So we go into battle phase. We're going to battle into Hextia here. And he's going to Silkwitous bounce ABC. Luckily, ABC has a quick effect. We're going to chain it. and we're gonna banish the Hextia here. So I think I pitched B. Yeah, we pitched B, and I banished the Hextia. The reason I banish Hextia is because Hextia gets the effect when it's sent to the graveyard. So because it's not sent to the graveyard, it's banished. Of course, you're not gonna get a Hextia effect, and now all he has left is a Silquidus, right? I attack over Silquidus, whatever, it looks good. And in this situation, he's probably thinking like, okay, so now he has my banished pieces. I can't get them back because ABC Buster Dragon is back into my extra deck now, and he has Multifaker plus Pukuri plus Extravagance, right? He probably thinks he's in a really good position. But instead, that's why this card, Union Scramble, is so good. And if you guys want to see a deck profile, I will do a deck profile for sure with this deck. But Union Scramble is such an underrated card. This card is actually insanely strong in this deck because this is the kind of plays that it allows you to make. So I set 2 here and I pass. I was like, all right. Well, I felt confident, but he probably felt super nice. Especially with that Judgment, he probably felt super nice. So he's going to continue on his plays here. I don't want to go too fast. I'm just going to keep playing pressing steps so that I can go through. I don't want to skip anything. And he opens, he drew Raigeki. I actually didn't even know he drew the Raigeki. But he drew the Raigeki. He goes, what's it called? The Millisseek, because he wanted to attack, probably send something to the graveyard. But I was like, you know what? We're playing against Altergeist, and Ice Dragon's Prison is such a broken card. So I was like, you know what? He's going to go into battle phase. I'm going to flip Ice Dragon's Prison, summon back his Millisseek that was in the graveyard earlier, and then banish both. Alright, so now I cleared his board, and he's going to set 1 and activate Secret Village. Now the reason he activates Secret Village is because technically on my turn, when he flips Judgment, or if he activates Judgment, then he can get Millisseek, or Multifaker I should say, and then Secret Village goes off, right? So that was whatever. So I'm like, okay, so I see what he's trying to do here. I know Multifaker's in his hand from earlier, so I was like, okay. On the end phase, though, I end up using Union Scramble. This card is insane because now I can summon back all 3 pieces from my banish zone. Alright? And, like, look at this. This is huge. So I go 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to summon 3 right here, and he's only at 6,500. So at this point, I'm huge because I have so much advantage, plus I got the Union Hanger off, like it's over at that point. Like there's no way he's playing around it. So all I did was I think I summoned the B here from the Spell and Trap card zone, and then I'm like, you know what, I don't want to keep going because I don't know what his card, the face down card is, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go attack at this point. Like, I'm just going to attack, and that's pretty much it. That goes for game because that's way more than 65, and he scoops it up, and I'm like, perfect. So I just want to show you guys that this deck can actually still grind. Now, we have more duels, so I'm going to show you guys 2 more duels. I don't want to just show you guys this one. I want to show you guys duels against different competition and what this deck's true potential is. But I just wanted to show you, like, this deck can definitely grind. Okay, so for the second duel over here, we're going up against some weird Ghost Trick Numeron deck, and I was like, okay, I don't know exactly what this deck is, but you know what, we'll just play it out. So I think he lets me go first here, if I'm not mistaken. And does he go first? I'm pretty sure I go first. Yeah, I think I went first. Yeah. So with this hand, it's actually insane. So double Union Scramble is not the best. Like, okay, that's not great. You would rather like different trap names, but whatever. This is the kind of boards that ABC can make with just Union Hanger. And because I opened Galaxy Soldier, I can actually make an IP, and I'll show you guys the combo at the end, actually. I'll show you guys the combo as it goes. But if you don't open the Galaxy Soldier, it's okay, because you just make Union Carrier instead. So I'm going to show you that. So B, Union Driver. Union Driver is going to search you your C, or equip your C or A, whichever one you really want. If you have another piece, you put C. But in this case, I just put A. And then you go A and B into IP Masquerena. Now here, you don't really need to go into IP Masquerena. If you didn't have Galaxy Soldier in hand, you just make Union Carrier, and it's the exact same board. But because we opened the Galaxy Soldier, I was like, bless, we have the opportunity to make IP here. We're going to go A and B effect. B is going to search C. So now you have all 3 pieces, and you have 2 cards in hand for your Galaxy Soldier. So, like, this is where you go. So now you're going to have Cyber Dragon Infinity right away with just Hanger. Just Hanger gets you Cyber Dragon Infinity and ABC Buster. That's so nasty. So that's why I think this deck is really underrated, and it has those really good first turn boards that people just don't talk about enough. In my opinion, they don't talk about it enough. So you go Nova here, I'm going to go Infinity, and then you finish on Buster as well. So I finished on 1 negate, a banish, plus potentially multiple more negates or disruptions with IP Masquerena, right? So, and then I'm going to set 2. I only set 2. I don't need double Union Scramble, but I also wanted a card in hand for ABC Buster, so you got to be playing with ABC Buster. You can't just set 3 and be like, okay, now what do I do, right? So at this point, he, I think, opens... I don't know what his deck wants to do, so I don't want to say like his deck is amazing or great or whatever. I don't know exactly what goes on here, but he goes Numeron Network, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to negate the network because I don't want him to OTK me, so I'm just going to negate the network here. By the way, don't negate the activation, or like the card activation, negate the actual like effect activation, because technically he had a second one, he could activate the second one if you don't negate the card activation, but whatever. So I was like, yeah, so see here, he did have a second one, but he couldn't activate it because he already activated the first one, so I was like, alright, blessed. So he goes Allure here, has no dark monsters in hand. What was his other monster in hand? an Aruha, so it was a fire. So he had no other dark monsters, ends up getting rid of his whole hand, and then he scoops it up. Now, don't get me wrong, this wasn't the most competitive deck, obviously, that we just played against, but I just wanted to show you guys going first, like, this is a kind of board you can make. Infinity Negate, ABC Buster Disruption, plus potentially IP, plus an Imperm, which is another disruption, plus a Union Scramble, which gives you so much more plus. If somehow they got rid of your Buster, you have your Union Scramble. So, right here, you have 1 disruption, 2 disruption, 3 disruption, 4 disruption with ABC. Now, of course, it didn't matter in this matchup. I just wanted to show you guys what ABC can do, but there you go. So we have one more that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so for this third duel over here, we are going against some Gladiator Beast Tri-Brigade variant. And this is going to really show you guys how important the traps are in this deck, because the traps really save you a lot of the time. So here we go first, and I'm like, okay, this hand is really, to be honest, bad. Like, it's not a good hand, right? We set B, and we set double compulse plus the scramble. Scramble's not really useful, but I didn't want to set just double compulse, because if you had a twin twister, this is playing right into twin twister, right? I didn't want to do that, so I'm like, whatever, we'll set the third one, doesn't really matter. We also have an Ash in hand, so at least we can play with that. So I think here he goes Rescue Rabbit, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, he goes Tri-Brigade first, and then I Ash that. So I Ashed the Tri-Brigade monster, because I was like, okay, well, I don't want him to continue from here, so let's Ash that. And then when he summons Rescue Rabbit, I compulse it right away. Now he's like, I'm like, he's used up his normal summon, he's used up his Tri-Brigade effect, he got a pass. So he passes his turn, and I was like, okay. Drew into a freaking driver. This is bad, right? Well, I still have Buster on the field, so I was like, you know what? Let me attack with Buster. But then I was like, wait, I could tribute over Buster and get Buster effect off. So I tribute over the Buster, I get his effect off, and I summon here, I think an A, or I search an A, I should say. And then I'm like, okay, let's attack for 25. And I'm like, alright, we'll pass it here. We still have the compulse in hand, or on the field, I should say. Now, this is going to be weird. Like, I'm going to show you guys why. This is like a real take on ABC. That's what really what I wanted to say. This is a real take on ABC. Not every hand is going to be full combo. Not every hand is going to be the best hand ever. But I really wanted to show you guys that through these kind of plays, through these kind of hands, you can still play the deck, right? I did have a second compulse, so I was like, alright, let's compulse Rescue Rabbit again. He's used up his normal summon again, right? And I know any deck, I don't know about Gladiator Beast too much, but I know any deck that requires Rescue Rabbit as a normal summon, if you hit the Rescue Rabbit, you're pretty much in a good position. Just because Rescue Rabbit is so vital to a lot of combos, right? So once I hit that, he was like, alright, I passed again, so I was like, okay, there we go. Now from here, I drew into the hanger, and we're just going to go for game here. Pretty obvious, like, there's no reason you don't go for game in this situation. I searched B, I'm pretty sure I just normaled A, oh no, I normaled B, I guess. I really didn't have to do all of this, to be completely honest with you. I could have normaled A, what's it called? Normaled A, equipped C, just made Buster, attack for 55 exactly. But just in case, I was like, okay, I'm going to make some kind of play just in case he has something to stop me. Also, I wanted to say that I didn't want to play into Nibiru here. So at this point, I've summoned twice. I think I summoned 3 here. So yeah, I summoned 3, and then I summoned 4 with ABC Buster. And I didn't want to summon any more at this point because I was like, I don't want to fall into Nibiru. I don't want to lose to Nibiru. So at this point, I already had enough damage anyway. So I was like, there's no point of continuing. Why would I continue, right? I'll do the damage. I'll go into main phase 2 if I don't, like, somehow he stops me from battling him. And then, you know, I'll make my plays from there. But for now, I just wanted to go into attack for a game. So this was like a more realistic hand of ABC. I wanted to show you guys that not every hand is going to be a full combo hand. Not every single hand is going to be the best hand, but you can still play through these mediocre, I guess you could call them, hands. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really wanted to show you guys the potential of ABC going second, where you kind of break through boards, the potential of ABC going first, where you can make 4 to 5 disruptions, whatever it is, and then I really wanted to show you guys realistic hands where you don't open the full combo, you don't open full whatever it is, this big extravagant thing. You just open up like a couple trap cards, a B here, a hand trap there, whatever it is. A more realistic hand, and I wanted to show you guys that you can play with pretty much any hand that you open in this deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed. The deck profile is coming soon. Let's see if we can get to 5,000. We're almost at 4,000. We're so close, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoyed. That's really all I gotta say. So Spanko signing out. Peace.
Get up, we want you to get on your feet.